Up here in the Zoloft and get your head right.
Head right time, baby. Let's do this thing. Okay, so you guys are, I've been trying to do a couple of streams on YouTube. Usually don't have much success, man, because no matter where I am, I'm telling you, man, I just get a bad connection. Doesn't matter. It's just, I just got gremlins like that. But I persist and I still try to do this because, man, it's a heck of a time saver. What's up, Aircraft Sparky? Dang it. Thanks for stopping on up in here, man. Welcome to TZL Un-Prescripted. But y'all, I try to do this because one, it's a heck of a time saver. And, YouTube also, they want us to do that two-step verification thing. It's like, and I don't like the whole, they make like it's under the guise of safety or anything like that or security. And we've seen what liberals do with when they got this access to you when they claim to be all about your safety and security. And it's like, no, they trying to get up into your business and they have abused this access to us. And y'all, I just don't like feeding the monster. I don't. So they want this two-step verification thing. And also the further kick in the teeth of it about it is that those who are monetized YouTube users have to do the two-step verification thing. Here's the thing. YouTube has denied me payment. They don't pay me. They withhold any of my payments and they don't even let me. Like I can't use like the super chat. I can't use it, right? Because I had the super chat on before and people were donating and YouTube would not tell me where to collect the money. Oh, you go to Google AdSense and all this. No, it's not there, right? Because even when I do go to Google AdSense, they'll tell me in big red letters, we are withholding your payments. And they won't tell me where I can get my money and how I can collect. So people were donating to super chat and they were just donating to Google. It wasn't coming to me, so I had to stop. So that's, part of when people like ask, how come you're not on YouTube anymore? Man, YouTube just straight does people dirty. And I do not like feeding the monster. I flipping hate it. It's like even like doing this right now, man, it feels like selling out, but it's too hard to get people to say, hey, man, can we just, my stuff's over here on my website, man. If you want to keep up with my stuff, let's go there. People hardly watch me on YouTube. Has made it to where you can't see me on YouTube hardly anyway. Right? But I'm like, okay, let's stop feeding that monster, man. Let's stop giving them our dollar vote and our time vote and whatnot to keep doing what they're doing. But, it's just, that's a harder sell, I guess people are thinking that YouTube is going to change or something. Yeah, I don't know. But at any rate, y'all, they do people dirty. And I don't like being here. It's like, I don't like what they do to like folks like Aircraft Sparky. It's like we should have, you're trying to get our message out there. We're playing in these people's backyard. We got to accept that fact too. We're playing in their backyard, and they're only going to, and of course, this so-called culture of tolerance is only going to tolerate so much of us like not agreeing with them. So they'll bump us off. And if YouTube getting a percent of monetization, if they provide the means for you to be able to get a revenue share, yeah, I don't mind if they get paid. Of course, like I said, as long as they play by that fairness that they claim to be so all about, they claim to be about fairness, we'll do that. But YouTube will even play ads in my videos and not pay me. YouTube does stuff like that. So they just straight up do people dirty, man. Speaking of dirty, like I said, this video is supposed to be about, not supposed to be about me. Actually, it wasn't about me. It was about YouTube and how dirty they are. They dirty. But what do we got here? I saw, what's that band? Green Day? Okay, Green Day. And you know what, man? And right now, I'm part of the problem because I'm flipping talking about this. I'm part of the problem. I'm admit it. I'm part of the problem because I'm talking about this. But I am not one of those types of conservatives that says, who cares what these people think? Because I know millions of people care what they think, right? It doesn't do any good to say to them, oh, who cares what they think? No, that's a big mistake to ask that question. Okay, millions of people do, and it does a lot of flipping damage. All right, so Green Day and who's their singer? What, Billy Joe Butthurt? Basically he's denouncing his citizenship. Well, go, all right? Go, and let the door beat you all up in the behind on the way out, right? So, and I guess so. He goes to London and renounces his citizenship because he's all mad. He all mad because Roe v. Wade was overturned, right? Now, am I going to be a little salty about it? Sure I am. But, I don't want to be like, profane and rude, because I see people coming here, talking about, well, get the F out. Y'all stooping to their level, as the word says, don't cast your pearls before pigs. Is meaning that don't waste your time actually kicking logic to these people. All right. You don't want to do that. They've already proven that they're pigs. Let them be the expert in being pigs, not you, because if you do try to get in the mud with them, they'll tear you apart. As the saying goes, don't have an argument with an idiot. They'll beat you with experience. All right. And so the word of God is telling you, don't step into that. Don't take the low road. You want to keep the high road, right? The higher road is a better advantage point to fight from anyway. All right. That's just good military strategy as it is. But, you want to make sure that you keep the high road. And can we, rebuke these people and rebuke them strongly? Yes. But y'all giving into the profanity, y'all, that's part of what's making these artists, they thrive on profanity. Why would we be profane like them? It doesn't give strength to your argument. It actually weakens it. It cheapens it, really. But these people, they've made their living off of being profane and obscene and all this sort of stuff. And, just being really uncivil. That's them. Let them do that. That's them. We don't have to do that. We can make just as strong arguments without requiring or relying on strong language. There's really nothing strong about the language as it is. I don't know why it's even called strong language. I don't know why it's called adult language. Children curse more than adults do. You know what I'm saying? I remember when I was in middle school, it's like, and I doing a lot of cussing, lots of it, right? I cussed a lot in middle school, elementary school, high school, all that sort of stuff. But cussing now, man, and don't get me wrong, I'm not the kind of person who's like all about, telling somebody how they should speak and stuff like that, or even I ain't gonna lie, off camera, I can be pretty salty with my language myself. I don't do it for camera because I don't think it's right to profit off of it. I don't think it should be one of those things that we promote in the culture that if you got foul language, you get rewarded for it, because our country is just going more and more profane as it is. So I just don't think it's a good idea to contribute to it. You know what I'm saying? So, but these artists, they're rewarded for how profane and pushing how profane they are. And profanity isn't just in the language. Profane can be, your worldview can be profane, right? Your worldview, your politics can be profane. And these people, like Green Day, their profane worldview is that if they can't kill children, then F you, we're leaving the country. That's profane. You know what I'm saying? So when you got and I saw others on there, like there's Green Day, Rage Against the Machine, gonna donate $500,000, upwards of $500,000 to Planned Parenthood, to Lizzo, right? Lizzo is talking about donating up to $500 and get a match for it, so it can bring it up to $1 million to keep Planned Parenthood going. This is what their worldview is straight up profane. When you speak it, y'all, as the word of God says, man, life and death is in the power of the tongue. You speak profanity, you will see it in the culture. And you will have people out there demanding to kill children, right? So, here's the thing about it, man. And the music culture, and I've said for so long, with conservatives, y'all support a counterculture to that. But conservatives hardly do. They don't. They'll give more attention to these artists. Like I said, I'm part of the problem right now. I'm admitting it. However, but see, this is how you do it, though. This is how you do it. Even though I'm sending my rebuke to bands like Green Day and Zach De La Rocha. I will say, hey man, since we're giving these people so much attention, while we're at it, it'd be better if we like maybe checked out some bands, some alternatives to it. You can't just tell me, oh, these people are sucking, I'm going to boycott them and I'm not going to listen anymore, which a lot of people don't anyway. They still go ahead and listen to them, right? Or whichever. But I'm like saying, hey man, if we're going to talk, I'm not just going to bring up Green Day without saying, hey man, maybe you might want to check out, there was a band back in the day. Sometimes they still do some music. There was a band called The Way, right? I don't know if they're still doing music anymore, but that's if you want some good punk rock, actual punk rock. I don't know what Green Day was, right? But some actual punk rock. Check out The Way. Or if you like that heavier, like the hard rock sound, there was a Junkyard Prophet, JYP. And the thing about it, y'all, and the pickings are slim. The pickings are slim because you may have some bands that may be more conservative, but they leave out being Christians. Or you might have some bands that are Christians, but they leave out being conservative. So you have a whole bunch of Christian bands out there, but they get wishy-washy. And then you have these Christian bands that go woke, right? So they try to make this image of hippie Jesus that they're all about, celebrating and worshiping and stuff like that. And it's antithetical to what the Word of God has said in the first place, right? But then also you might have bands that may seem like more patriotic and whatnot. Bands like Stuck Mojo, right? Stuck Mojo is known for being a more patriotic band, but it's once again you got this band and you listening to these lyrics and kind of their imagery and stuff like that. It's like, no, dude, you're helping to promote the rebelliousness in the culture is what you're doing. You're helping to promote angst, and it's undisciplined angst, right? And that's the kind of stuff that you're promoting in the culture, and it doesn't really work out. The band is slamming. Stuck Mojo is got some heavy stuff, man. But when you got this kind of content, and you like the drummer and stuff wearing the Confederate flag, and it's like, dude, that's not patriotism. Okay, and you got people pumping their fists for that. And it's like a lot of these people, I guess, will consider themselves more, conservative or Republican voters, but want to get out there and have, and celebrate drinking and shooting guns and all that sort of stuff. It's like, dude, that doesn't show responsibility in the culture. Hey, let's go shoot some guns and drink some beers. That should not go together. But in this rebellion, in this rock and roll rebellion, you see people doing stuff like that. It's like, dude, that don't look good for us. All right, I'm just gonna say it straight up. It doesn't look good. I would go into, I like going into like a Black Rifle, which I guess I can't do anymore because they spoke out against Kyle Rittenhouse. So I guess, people, it's like, I was like, yeah, man, I just sit outside a Black Rifle. I did over in Fort Worth, sitting outside playing guitar. Nobody knew who I was. Actually, no, I guess a couple of people did like regularly say, dude, are you Zoe? And so that was funny. But Black Rifle is, I guess they spoke out against Kyle Rittenhouse. So it's like, I guess I'm not allowed to support them anymore. It's like, y'all getting into my coffee. Okay. I stopped going to Starbucks a long time ago because I just want to enjoy my coffee. And I don't want to be part of Starbucks in their anti-Christian views. So I'm not doing Starbucks anymore. Black Rifle. Okay, you guys are more squared up what I'm talking about. They're on point more than they're not, and people got mad at me because I was drinking coffee and playing guitar over at Black Rifle and said they don't support Kyle Rittenhouse and I was like, I can't. Are you part of that? Are you? All right, I can't drink coffee here anymore. I can't play guitar here anymore. Oh dang, so it's like crap, man. You guys messing with my coffee. Let me give a sip of my coffee right now to calm down. So, but at any rate, y'all, the support for just with a conservative angle. But I was talking about Stuck Mojo. Stuck Mojo, like I said, with the Confederate flag and all that sort of stuff. Like, dude, you can't do that. That's not patriotism. All right, dude, you're known for being a patriotic band, but you support the Confederate flag. That's not patriotism to the United States of America. That's a battle flag. You know that, right? The Confederate flag is a battle flag waved in battle against the United States of America, waved against the Stars and Stripes. Okay? By Democrats. Democrats, those same people who hate America today are those same people waving that Confederate flag during the Civil War. Democrats. Okay, it doesn't look very patriotic if you wear it. Just makes you, if you want the image of being a rebel, fine, that's what you did. And like I said, speaking of which, you got these artists like Green Day, and Rage Against the Machine, What the crap? I mean, and they are rebels. They are total rebels. They're statist rebels. See, y'all, the Democrats, when we talk about rebellion, the Democrats have already taken their rebellion and they've taken power. They're exactly who the Constitution talks about. They are in rebellion against the people. And these so-called punk rock artists are totally complacent with them, right? They're rebels. They really are rebels without a clue, but they are rebels. And they have joined with the state, which is in a state of rebellion right now, right? But they're totally complicit. The whole vaccine, they're selling out their own. Oh, you didn't get the vaccine. You're getting kicked out of the band. It's like, wow, you're all about letting the state brand you, and you're encouraging other people to get branded by the state. It's like, you're doing that? You guys aren't punk rock. You're not even close, right? You guys are straight up posers. And this whole thing with abortion. So they're all about, this Democrat-controlled state about making abortion available to people. And these people they talk about like they're so self-righteous. They're so such good people. They're such saints and stuff like that. Y'all, you musicians, if you were as the decent people that you claim to be, rather than using your money and your fame to talk about how people should be able to have the right to kill their kids, why don't you, because that doesn't show strength. That's a bully. You're a bully. And you're encouraging these people to kill their kids because they're too afraid to face life. They made a choice, right? Now, if they make a choice, they should bear the responsibility of paying for their own choice, right? But that's not what they want to do. They want to make somebody else pay for their choice. They want to make somebody else pay to fund the abortion, and they want to be able to make the child pay with their life for daring to exist, even though they talk about coexisting, right? So you would think that with all the money that these artists have, you would think they would be like, look, hey, you don't have to kill that kid. We'll go ahead and we'll part with some of our money to make sure that you don't have to kill that kid and give that kid a life, right? If you don't want the child, we'll help you put the child up for adoption. They don't do that. It's just straight up kill it. Kill that kid, right? No mercy. None, right? And these are the kind of, people that we're doing. And y'all, that's straight up evil. I know people a lot of people had a sentimental moment when Sotomayor and started rethinking it. You can hear these people rethinking some things because Sotomayor made her comments about Clarence Thomas. These people aren't, what's the word I'm looking for? In their views, they don't have like these ill views against us. And, they're not, they're well-meaning. And it's like, no, it's not well-meaning. These people are evil. It's nice that they can have that she was civil about what she says, but make no mistake, she's evil. She's an evil person, right? And evil, people can do evil and think that an evil person can still buy you lunch. Right? An evil person can still extend some courtesies. All right. I'm not saying that we should be, rude back to her. I'm not saying that at all. But she's evil. OK, and I appreciate the nice things that she said about Clarence Thomas. And I think that we should receive those things graciously, but at the same time, not be hoodwinked, and keep people like that at arm's length. But let them know it's like, dude, I really appreciate it. It was a very kind thing of you to say, but you're evil. It's still, I haven't forgotten that you're evil. But yeah, folks, when people bring up, these people that are saying these things, they're going to give money to these places, and we rebuke them. I think, the big takeaway here is, y'all, is when you see these fees and they just start growing, these people are getting a lot more attention to do what it is that they do. Drop another name in there. Don't be afraid to drop 20-pound sledge in there and say, man, well, Green Day, you go ahead and take your behind on off to England and stuff like that. I'm cool with staying here and listening to 20-pound sledge, right? Drop that in there. Sometimes I see people like, they'll mention like some names to me. They want me to connect, with certain people, which is cool. I appreciate you telling me about them and stuff like that. But me going and connecting with these people does not, they don't care who I am. They don't care who I am. All right, like some people will drop some names in there, I don't know, maybe like Anomaly or even bands, say, hey, you should connect with like Skillet. What's his name? I think it's, sorry if I can't remember the Skillet's lead singer Skillet's name. He seems to be more conservative. And like I said, drop those names out there too. Like the pickings are slim in terms of a band that has a balance between Christianity and conservatism. That's what we're looking for. Like I said, one of the only bands I can think of out there that does that, aside from 20 Pound Sledge, is Junkyard Prophet. JYP does. Skillet seems to be kind of on that tip too. But people say, well, why don't you connect with them? It's like, they don't care who I am. How that works is they only pick that up when other people tell them. See, people tell me about these other people, right? It's like, hey, Zoe, you should connect with these people. Have you heard about this person? Heard about this person? It's like, well, I'll go check them out, but I can tell you right now, they do not care. They have right now, at this point, they have a much bigger following than I do. Okay. Me going to contact them is not going to impress them at all. They're like, who are you? I don't care who you are. Right. And what can you do for my brand? It's almost like getting a sponsor. It's like you go to a sponsor saying, hey, I want some sponsorship. The sponsors are like, yeah, you're telling me what I need to do for what I can do for you. I need to know what you can do for me. Right. So me contacting these people, they don't care who I am. Their ears perk up when those people go and tell them about me. Oh, have you heard of this? Have you heard of Zoe? Have you heard of Zoe? Right. That's when their ears perk up. But if I just go to them and say, hey, man, I want to connect with them. Who are you? Right. The same way people come and tell me about people. Right? It's like, OK, so X amount of people have told me about this person. I can go check them out, right? If that person was to just, and me, I'm a little bit different. A person tries to contact me, I'm just like, hey, what's up? I'll answer. I tend to answer back, right? Maybe it's because I just haven't gotten all that popular anymore. And I got time to do it. No, I'm just playing. Even when I have bigger numbers, y'all, even when I have bigger numbers, I'd like to think, I don't want to like create a fantasy of myself, but it's like, I'd like to think that when people tried to contact me for wanting to, connect with me and stuff like that. Yeah, man, let's see, you want to do an interview? Sure, we'll do an interview. Even though I hated doing interviews, I don't like panels. I don't like doing those things. I don't like public speaking. And, sometimes maybe I was just like, oh man, what you want me to do speaking for? What, man, I'm busy. But I would still try to at least answer back. I would still answer back, even though I'm just like I'm like Jack Nicholson in The Shining, man. I'm like, let me see. Bryson, I think I just saw Bryson Gray's name. Said, y'all, I've been on a panel with Bryson. Bryson, and maybe I misread. Bryson is kind of like the same. I don't have any interest in. I've done a panel with you. I don't really have much to say to you. I really don't have interest in working with you, and I really don't have interest in becoming part, of your brand or anything like that. Not become part of my brand, but anyway, like a camaraderie or anything like that. I have no interest. Okay, he expressed no interest in that. So yes, I get this with a lot of people, y'all, right? Lots of people. But like I said, that's just kind of, because you got a lot of people out there that are working on trying to build their brand, and this guy Zoe, they don't want that to be any sort of speed bump to it or anything like that. So y'all, like I said, these artists, man, they're doing what they do, and they get lots and lots of attention, even if it's bad, even if it's bad attention, they're still getting a lot of it. And what needs to be done is that other artists need to be mentioned in there. Y'all, we need to create a counterculture to that. We need to create something that other people can like look to. That's not giving into all this left-wing nonsense. These like I said, these artists, man, what does any of what y'all are doing have to do with punk rock? It has nothing to do with it. They're part of the establishment. They're just a bunch of, wealthy, whiny, butt-hurting bullies, that are bullying other people. So anyway, y'all, that's what I wanted to talk about. Get off my chest. Right, while these people are getting their angst off their chest about being mad because they can't kill children and stuff like that, let me just go ahead and give my 2 cents as far as it goes. And matter of fact, I think I want to give a shout out to even like Bill O'Reilly, because Bill O'Reilly was one of those cats who got it. When I was on Fox News a couple times, Bill O'Reilly was the first person to give my band 20 Pound Sledge like national exposure. He's like, what, are you you're a drummer for 20 Pound Sledge? Yeah, put that in the Chiron, right? Bill O'Reilly got it. But then when it was later times when I went to go back on Fox News interjects and says, no, you can't put your name in the Chiron. They wouldn't do it, right? You can't, it's like, no, we're not going to list you as 20 Pound Sledge. And I'm like, why not? Why don't you guys understand? It's like, don't have me come on there as just some pundit. I don't want to come on there as just some right-wing talking head. Obviously, it's not the pundits that are really making that is driving the cultural perspective. It's more of the entertainers. It's more of the artists who are doing that. So don't put me on there as a pundit. Let me go ahead and be, let me go on there as a musician. So they wouldn't do it. They wouldn't. And it's like, wow, man. But here comes Kanye. Ooh, Kanye's a conservative now. It's like, and these other artists can come on there and they want to list them as artists. But for some reason, they didn't want to. I guess maybe they didn't consider me an artist. I don't know. Right? Or whichever. But, it's that kind of stuff where it's like this dismissive behavior towards just because you may not have like a national brand or anything like that. It's not important. Well, that's how you were able to grow to that point. But like I said, y'all, there's no counter. Hardly any support for a counterculture as far as this goes. And yeah, I get it. There's a lot of, conservatives who make music out there. It might be just too hokey. It's corny. It's too on the nose. And it's not something that really competes with the more hip sounding music in the culture. I get it. And I have to reflect on myself a lot of times. Like, man, can I do this better? Is my music, is it too hokey? Is it corny? Right? Does the production need to be better? That I definitely know. It's like, okay, yeah, I could definitely improve on production value in the music. So I want to be able to do that better. But those things, when you support it, you get the resources to be able to make these things better. You're able to connect with more people to make these things better. But y'all, there's just such a void of support to make it happen. And these artists are able to get out there and just have free reign, basically unchallenged, to say what it is that they want in the culture and have so much influence, right? And y'all, I've been saying this for years, like, dude, it shouldn't be like that. There should be a support culture to sing back against, not just swing back, but to sing back, because that's how they've done the damage that they've done, right? So y'all, if you happen to be on these, like, say for instance, if you see, like, I don't know, who's a Taylor Swift, right? If you see Taylor Swift out there saying some crazy stuff that she's saying, it wouldn't be like a good, alternative to say, like, I'm not going to listen to, if you see you see people going in talk about Taylor Swift, say, forget Taylor Swift, man, you guys should check out 20 Pound Sledge. That's not going to work out too good. All right. 20 Pound Sledge is not an alternative to Taylor Swift. There's just not that much bubblegum in what we do. All right. So, but like, say for instance, instead of like, when people see like Taylor Swift, give it like maybe like the artist that I work with. I worked with the artist Ava Aston, right? Say, hey, forget Taylor Swift, man. She's bat guano crazy. Check out Ava Aston's work. She's a God-fearing patriot, right? You don't have to say all that. Just say, hey, check out Ava Aston, right? So just like drop in stuff like that to give an alternative while these people are getting so much attention. Capitalize on it. For being attention for getting crazy, introduce another artist who's a little bit more sane and say, hey, check this out. This person is, this is not on this left-wing trip or anything like that. Check this person out. Maybe check out their music. Get people talking about them. That way we start, having some representation in the culture instead of letting these people have all the free reign that we have, right? People, it's like, if you're ready for a fight, you can't really prove that you're ready for a fight if you can't do that, right? Just that little thing, right? That little amount of effort. If you're dismissive of that and you overlook it, you just leave the field open to them. And that field, y'all, is where they're doing the most damage. Stop letting them have that field, right? So, and I should also, make it a point to let folks know that it's 20 Pound Sledge is now sledgex. So if you drop, go to my website, bronzeserpentmedia.com, right? bronzeserpentmedia.com. Check out the sledgex page and look at the breakdown of what it is, that sledgex is. And I hope you guys, will really appreciate it. So anyway, y'all, and I appreciate you for coming in and checking out the live stream. Oh, hold on. 420 TV asks, does your band ever make vocal only tracks for others to mix? When you say vocal only, you mean like just do a lyric track and that's it, or you have a lyric track and maybe for me to put music to? Hit me up at my website, bronzeserpentmedia.com. Go to the contact page and send me an email and we'll work out the deets and see what we can do it. Zoe should get Zoe to reach out to David Wood. Get David Wood to reach out to me. I'll check him out. I'm playing, man. I'll check him out. David Wood. I don't think I've heard of him before, but I'll see what he's about. All right. Thank you I appreciate the suggestion. Let's see. Let me see what I haven't heard that I'll have to go check. Okay, that's not a question. That's a comment, and I appreciate it. All right, y'all. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I appreciate your support. That being, drop a buck in the bucket, keep it Brozo on the go. I can't use it. I know that there are people in the chat feed right now who are just itching. Man, I know that you totally wish that you could. Man, I know that you really wish that you could just dig deep in that pocket and drop some bucks, man, in that super chat. But like I said before, super chat is not available to me. YouTube does not pay me. But I know that since you are just, man, you want to support so badly, just go to my website at bronzeserpentmedia.com. And I got ways that you can use Cornerstone, PayPal, Patreon to support over there. And you can just pour out all that. Let me see. Somebody said, how about Ted Nugent? Yeah, I've connected with Ted Nugent before. Once again, it's just a factor of if Ted Nugent knew how he could support, he probably would, but he doesn't know, right? That's not saying bad anybody. That's like with a lot of, that's a lot of people. It's like, okay, well, actually, let me dial that. Let me walk that back a little bit. When you're shadow banned, right? When you're shadow banned, you could have big names support you, right? When you're shadow banned, y'all, it really doesn't help. Like I said, I've been on national top rated shows. When you're shadow banned, you evaporate, you disappear, you just become a ghost, right? So even with Ted Nugent, and Ted Nugent has given me plugs before also, and they evaporate, they're gone. You know what I'm saying? So, and that's not to discourage people from trying to like share my work and stuff like that. I'm just trying to tell you, when you're really shadow banned, there's no exposure that really helps you. All right, it's really like a virus. Once you got it, it doesn't matter where you go. It buries you, and it drives me nuts, man. When I see these people out there who talk about how they're being shadow banned, you see these people who get like 100,000 views every time they make a video, and they're talking, I'm being shadow banned, and then they turn around and say, we're doing a fundraiser against shadow banning, and you see these people like collect like $50,000 in like 3 days because they said they were shadow banned. No, if you're able to tell your audience that you're shadow banned, you're not shadow banned. Okay, I have over 73,000. I've had the same 73,000 subscribers on YouTube for the past 6 or 7 years. It doesn't grow. When I do a video, I get barely a few hundred views. That's shadow banning, okay? And when you're shadow banned, you can't say, hey guys, I'm being shadow banned, show your support and I'm gonna have a fundraiser and raise several $1,000s. That's not shadow banning, okay? When you get shadow banned, you don't benefit from it monetarily. You straight up go broke. You get financially decimated is what happens when you get shadow banned, all right? So, but all that to say, y'all, of course, I appreciate this. And these suggestions, y'all, they normally would work for, it's a strategy that would work for a lot of people, and you guys aren't wrong. But when you get shadow banned, that don't work for you anymore. All right. Oh, the only thing you can do is just keep going out of a labor of love. It ain't about the money. I do this because, the Lord has blessed us to have these freedoms and I don't want to take them for granted. And I just try to do my bit, with the access and the resources that I have. I don't have that kind of access anymore. And people, they view the world from online as it is. Because once you're shadow banned online, you pretty much evaporate in the real world too. You become a ghost. It's like nobody knows who you are. Right. It used to be where I could go in, like if there were places that I guess were even where people would be more conservatives with me. I couldn't walk 2 feet into a room. Right now, they say, oh, you're Zoe. And it's not, I'm this great, wonderful guy. So I'm not saying that. It's what I'm trying to get back to. Once you get shadow banned, you walk to that same room and nobody knows who you are. Right. I literally became that guy that Howard Dean talked about when he says, if you go to a Republican convention, the only black people you see there are there to work. I actually became that guy. I would be it's like after being financially just decimated, right, from doing what I do on YouTube and stuff like that. It's like, okay, well, gonna go ahead and get a 9 to 5, can't be self-employed anymore or have my own brand. Gonna have to do a regular 9 to 5. And working at, hotels and setting up tables and stuff like that for conventions. And the very city that I started in, right? The very city that I started in, where I started building my brand, I would be there setting up tables and stuff like that. And they would have their Republican meetings. Not one of them knew who I was. You see what I'm saying? You straight up become a ghost. I became that guy, right? The only black guy there and the only guy working. Wasn't part of the party anymore, right? So this is the things that happens, y'all, but like I said, I keep on going because, hey, I'm grateful to the Lord, for this country, and I want to do my part to try to preserve it. And I want to be able to, swing back against these artists out there who hate this country. They hate this country and worse, they hate God. And these people, well, they've got their reward. This is their reward, right? It's temporary, but they're using their reward and their resources to drive more evil. And we need a mechanism in place to fight back against that. All right. So I hope you guys understand where I'm coming from, man. And I hope you guys will, let me just hold up. So, okay. Okay, Doug, what's up? Okay, time for to catfishing. The thing is, let's see, put up an anonymous face for profile pickup. No, here's the thing. All these things that folks are talking about, I've done. Y'all, they know what computer I operate from. They know the brand, doing like even somebody even thought that my wife's page was my alter ego. Try to put out a conspiracy theory that my wife's page was my alter ego. And it's like, why? Dude, did you maybe even stop to think that was my wife? It's my wife, dude. Why are you coming up with some strange conspiracy theory that's my alter ego? But even y'all, when people try to create a page for me, because it is my content, right? It's my content. Y'all, they got me bad. Even on Twitter, y'all, I'll give you another example. I actually should have, I should throw in the screenshot of it. Twitter, I put up an account on Twitter. I don't post anything on it. I do not post anything there. The only thing I use the Twitter account for is to get a link for my music. That's it. Because Twitter generates a link that will go directly to my music page. It's just more reliable. Right? Like if I try to do a link to my music on my music page, what'll happen is that it'll just open up to the general page. But if I use Twitter's link, Twitter will generate a link that will go directly to that song that I want to share. So I opened up a Twitter account just to do that. That's it. Didn't give my image, didn't give my name, nothing. Twitter shot me email back, says we are permanently suspending your account. Okay, so y'all, I'm trying to tell you, they got me. All right. So when you're shadow banned, big tech, the algorithm that is just able to straight up haunt you and pick you out. All right. But like I said, my God is greater. Just keep on serving the Lord, man. And I talk about these things to point out the damage that is when I talk about the damage that big tech is doing and these people are doing, y'all. It's not to sound defeatist. Yeah, I'll basically talk about this damage that they're doing, but the damage ain't gonna be greater than the Lord's restoration. You know what I'm saying? So that's where we want to. That's what I'm sticking to for myself. At any rate, y'all. Again, I know I've tried to sign off like 3 times, but I hope you guys drop by the website, bronzeserpentmedia.com. Grab the Zoloft mugs, got the shirts, get your cup of head right. Drop a buck in the bucket to keep your bro Zo on the go. Check out those ways to support. I really appreciate it. Like I said, I know that you guys, you really want to work that super chat, and I know that you really just want to drop something in there, man. It's not available to me, but if you go to my website, you can hook it up there. I know you want to. All right, y'all. Thank you guys so much. And I said, so you making it sound like it is about the money. Y'all, I just want to keep the lights on, man. I want to keep the lights on. I want to be able to bring these productions to you. The message is free, delivered is not. So that's what that's what it's all about. So y'all, blessings. Thank you for tuning in. We'll talk again soon.